Hey guys, what's up? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video, and today we're going to be hunting for the Graveyard, which is the newest card inside of Clash Royale. Now, I'm stocked up with 70,000 gems, which is $500 of cold hard cash, and let's go ahead and turn that into some legendary cards and hopefully a lot of Graveyards. Now, again, I'm almost completely maxed out with most of my other cards, so they're just going to turn into gold, except for the Mega Minions and the Ice Golems. Do have a couple of other legendary cards I need to max out. Only the Ice Wizard is level 5 on my account, but I'm hoping to get a lot of Graveyards today and to at least get it up to level 2. Now, of course, we're going to get some Expos and then go to a Lava Hound, so we are getting lots of legendary cards, but no Graveyards just yet. I know a lot of people were sending me pictures already that they got them out of free chests, they got them out of chests they've been saving up for a while, another Lava Hound chest. And honestly, I don't mind at all getting a level 5 Lava Hound. That would be amazing, but let's see if we can get a Graveyard sometime soon. A log. Looks like we're going to be getting a lot of legendary cards, but not going to get it just yet. But again, the Graveyard, if you guys haven't seen it just yet, it is a 5 elixir card where it spawns skeletons in a radius that's similar to a poison spell or a rage spell. And there it is right there. We finally have unlocked the Graveyard, and we can go ahead and use it inside of a couple of battles today. So I'm going to show you guys a deck using the Graveyard. Hopefully we can be able to dominate with it, and it's a pretty fun card to play. I do have to admit, from playing with it on the developer build, but we do have 9 more super magical chests to open. So let's go ahead and blaze through them right now and see if we can get it. Now, it looks like we're just going to get some rares or some epics, but if you look at the very top, I started with like 1,000 gold, but right now I'm already above 200,000 gold. I'm at 265,000 gold. Just keep grinding my way through these chests. Another legendary card, which is a Sparky, just not having a lot of Graveyard luck today. And we've already blown through so many super magical chests. It's really demoralizing when you just keep opening them up. At least I got one of them, but as we keep opening them, this one's going to just be skeleton armies inside of it. Skeleton armies used to be like the worst card in the game. They're obviously pretty decent right now, actually, so I don't mind having those, even though they're getting turned into gold anyways. And as we continue to open these chests, not going to have a Graveyard inside of them. We've already opened 50,000 gems worth of chests, and we've only gotten one single Graveyard card. Maybe with the last 3 or 4 chests, we can find one inside of it. This one's just going to have baby dragons. We're nearing 400,000 gold on my account, which we can definitely use to upgrade some of those legendary cards. And I think like I have a common, maybe the Mortar is the final card that I have to upgrade, which is a common. We get an Ice Wizard, which is a card we've already maxed out for legendaries. Why are we getting an Ice Wizard? We need Graveyards right now. I don't know why we would get an Ice Wizard right now. I feel like if you're maxed out for a legendary card, you should never see it again. We're going to get a Lumberjack. Oh, I'm sure you guys who don't have any legendaries are raging at me for raging at legendaries that aren't the Graveyard, but we spent $500 and we got a total of 1 Graveyard spell. Well, that was an interesting investment I've made inside of today's video, and at least we got one of them. So with that Graveyard, I'm going to use it inside of some tournament standard battles. Obviously, my level 1 Graveyard isn't going to work on the leaderboard. I thought I would have at least gotten a level 2, but as we scroll down, you can see the proof is in the pudding. It is only level 1, but again, there is the new card right there. So the Graveyard unearths a gang of skeletons anywhere in the arena, and it starts at level 9. If you get the Graveyard up to level 2, the skeletons go to level 10, and so on and so forth. So you want to keep upgrading your Graveyard as soon as possible to get those skeletons upgraded, because they do a decent amount of damage as soon as you can get them up there. Now with this deck, I'm just going to throw it in replacement for that Inferno Dragon I've been playing. I'm also going to upgrade the Mega Minion to level 10, which is amazing. I'm actually really happy that we've been getting cards on the Mega Minion to get that up to level 11 to max it out. But now that we have our deck, let's go ahead and get into a couple of battles today using these cards, and I'm going to show you guys the power of the Graveyard inside of a couple of battles. Now with this deck, I'm going to be going in with the Lava Hound and using the Graveyard as a follow-up, so once the tower locks onto the Graveyard, I can go ahead and switch it, or once the tower locks on the Lava Hound, I can go ahead and switch it over to the Graveyard, and then the Graveyard's just going to go absolutely ham on the towers, and it should be able to knock them down fairly easily. Alright, so starting off, let's go ahead and use our Lava Hound in the back. We don't have the Graveyard just yet, but this deck is going to play pretty similar to the Lava Lightning deck. Obviously, this is still a Lava Lightning deck because I still have a Lightning spell inside of it, but a Mega Minion will be fine on defense. I'm going to use it to kill the Goblins instead of the Miner right there. I don't really care about the Miner's damage. And here is the Graveyard. Alright, as soon as that... Oh, wait, no, we need to kill those minions in the Minion Horde. Alright, well, that sort of ruined our plan right there, but at least we'll have a Lava Hound and a Miner that's going to lock onto the tower. So as soon as the Lava Hound pops, the Miner is going to be there to tank for those Lava Pups. Of course, they will eventually die, but with the Miner and the Ice Wizard going ham on that right-hand side, we're going to be able to get a decent amount of damage off. Now, rather than care about the miner too much, I'm going to go and use a tombstone to start distracting these goblins, and the goblins should be alive long enough and be distracted long enough to let my towers take them out with the tombstone in the very center. So I think we're pretty decent for elixir right now. We are only 300 elixir ahead of this guy. But again, once we can get our Lava Hound down and make sure the minion horde doesn't kill it, then we'll play our graveyard spell, then we'll dominate his tower, and then we will take control of world domination. Man, this guy is an interesting deck. He has the Royal Giant, he has the Miner, he's got a bunch of crazy stuff inside of it. I know Royal Giant decks have actually been making a comeback recently. That Tesla is going to do absolutely nothing, and now we might have a chance to get to this guy's side of the map. So Graveyard's going to go ahead and go down right now, and as the Graveyard pops, he's going to go ahead and do absolutely nothing. And take a look as the Graveyard spawns all over his base. He throws some arrows, but guess what? There's still some more skeletons inside of there. He says, oops, man, wow, because this is probably the first Graveyard he's ever played against. And now we're going to keep dominating near that King Tower. Lava Pups are going to do a decent amount of damage, and we've taken the very first tower of the game, and we're going to be going for 2 down the left-hand lane, and that push right there showed you the power of the Graveyard spell as it absolutely obliterated that right-hand tower. Alright, so tower's getting pretty low on the left. Let's go ahead and drop our Lava Hound in the very back. Tombstone still is spawning. It's fun having the Tombstone plus the Graveyard to just make skeleton madness on your opponent's side of the map. And now he's going to drop his lightning spell, and honestly I don't think that was great value. He got 3 elixir value for the Tombstone, but the Lava Hound really isn't going to take much damage. My Mega Minion's going to go in front of my Lava Hound, which is really annoying, but now I've got another Graveyard spell going on his side of the map. The Graveyard is now down. He's got a Mini P.E.K.K.A. over there, which is going to do nearly nothing. I'm going to lightning down the Mini P.E.K.K.A. I guess it didn't even need to be lightning. I'm going to lightning down the Tesla as well as the tower, and we're going to get some decent damage off on the left hand side, but still not as much damage as I would have wanted. And now we're going to have to defend on the right against this Royal GG using our Tombstone as well as the Mega Minion. Now a Miner, I'm not going to worry about that. King Tower and Crown Tower will kill that Miner right there. That was a waste of 3 elixir. Let's go ahead and go for one more game winning push down the left hand side of the map and to hopefully be able to finish this game off. Alright, so Lava Hound is floating over. We've got an Ice Wizard to back it up. He's going to drop a Mini P.E.K.K.A. which is going to do literally nothing. Really happy about that Mini P.E.K.K.A. right there as he drops some of more of his troops down the right hand lane. Take a look at the Miner and the Graveyard on the very top. The Miner and the Graveyard are going to be doing work. He's got another Tesla spawned right there trying to stop the skeletons, but the skeletons are going to be moving too fast alongside the Minion Horde and the Lava Hound, and that will be the second crown of the game and a 2-crown-to-1 victory as we got into overtime. So good game right there, 1,400 gold as well as 80 cards for the W, and that showcases the power of the Graveyard. It dominated the right hand side of the map, and it even did pretty decent on the left hand side of the map. And let's go ahead and get into another challenge battle to show off the Graveyard in its full battle. Alright, so starting off, I really don't want to play the Graveyard anytime first. Now, of course, I don't mind playing the Graveyard in combination with the Miner. That's actually a pretty decent push as well. And as my opponent plays a skeleton army, I'm assuming that he wanted to bait the zap out of my deck, and now he's going to be going for a push down the right-hand side of the map, and there's the Expo. Never fun to see an Expo, so I'm going to have to deal with that as soon as possible. As his Mega Minion goes down, that's my opportunity to drop my Lightning Spell. We're going to get so much value out of that, almost catching the Ice Wizard as well, and even though he got a couple of hits off on the tower, we are definitely ahead as far as Elixir goes, and now we can go ahead and try to take control of this match. So this guy's going to be playing the Dirty Expo all match long, so I do have to make sure that I take out one of his towers, because as soon as one of his towers goes down, that's going to go ahead and give me a really good opportunity to keep his Expo distracted. And that's really the main part of dealing with siege decks. They're going for a 1-0 victory every single time, so if you can make sure you take their tower first, it's really hard for them to defend and to stay inside of the battle. Now, Skeleton Army yet again means we'll drop our Ice Wizard, which may or may not die, trying to defend right now, and take a look as the Inferno Tower goes down. We're going to drop our Graveyard, we're going to drop our Zap spell, and I was hoping that the skeletons would spawn and tank for the Inferno Tower, but it turns out they're not going to, so now it's a bunch of skeletons and lava pups just hanging around. The skeletons will start locking onto the tower a little bit, but all in all, not too much damage on the right-hand lane, and just a little bit unlucky that the Lava Hound didn't retarget, or I guess the Inferno Tower didn't retarget and latch onto the skeletons. But things are okay. As we get into double Elixir, this is a really expensive deck. You're playing 5 Elixir for the Graveyard, you're playing 7 Elixir for the Lava Hound. You do want to make sure that you're keeping your Elixir up. So let's go ahead and drop our Miner. We're going to drop our Mega Minion right here, and this is actually going to be pretty brutal for us. The Expo is going to do work right now, so as soon as we can get our Lightning Spell available and make sure the Expo doesn't lock onto a tower. Let's go ahead and do that right now. That will bring the Expo down near 0, and his Mega Minion actually is going to end up dying as well. So that was a pretty poor minion or Mega Minion placement by him. And now that we're in double elixir, this is where the deck shines. Let's play the Lava Hound in the back. Let's get ready for his Expo, and let's get ready to try to finish off this game with style, with the graveyard, as well as all of my support cards. Alright, so Expo will lock onto the Tombstone. That's really good for us. We're going to play our Mega Minion and our Miner as soon as possible to kill this Expo. Now that he's got a bunch of troops over here, we can zap down the Expo as well as the Skeleton Army, and now take a look at the push we've got going on. We've got a full health Lava Hound, we've got the Ice Wizard as well, and now with the graveyard spawning right now, I was hoping yet again that it would tank for the Inferno Tower, but it's not going to. So again, we're going to be struggling to try to take him out right here, but still we're doing okay damage. The tower's down to 1500 HP. This has been a long drawn out battle right now, and it's really just a battle of will as he keeps hitting me with the Expo over and over and over again. I'm going to kill his Mega Minion as well as stun the Expo right there, and now that his Expo is locked onto my Ice Wizard, my skeletons will spawn in peace, and eventually we can just go for this win. You know what, I'm not even going to drop my Lava Hound right now. Let's drop my Miner. Let's go ahead and drop the Graveyard right now. He doesn't really have a great counter to it. His Fire Spirits are going to lock onto the Miner. Zap Spell is going to go onto his skeletons, and this is where we start damaging the tower. Look at the tower go down. It's going to go all the way down to 0, and as soon as we drop the Lava Hound from our deck, the Graveyard was able to secure us the win and give us a 1 crown to 0 victory. So finally, we figured out the puzzle. Some matches are like a puzzle. You have to find out what's the exact combination of cards that's going to end up winning you the game, and in this case, it was a matter of ditching the Lava Hound, making sure he didn't have time to drop his Inferno Tower, and simply dropping the Miner in the Graveyard and end up winning the game straight up right there. So yeah, that will do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, we spent $500, aka 70,000 gems, and we did end up getting a single Graveyard. So I'll probably have to do some more Graveyard chest openings soon, because it is a really strong card, and it's one of the most fun cards to play in the game, as far as my opinion goes. I think it's really, really fun to play. It's super fun to watch it mash towers down, as it did inside of that last battle, and I hope you guys get inside of your chest sometime soon, so you can whip it out inside of a couple of battles. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you smack that like button, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.